Hi guys, it's Chris at Cork and Crown, back in my cider shed with some more cider to try. And this is from a producer I've never had before. Spotted it on a shelf, thought, ooh, grab one of them, try it. There's a few things there from them, but this is the one that I thought, that's the one that interests me the most. Who are these people, Chris? Who are these people of whom you speak? Well, they are LBW Drinks, or Lime Bear Winery. Is what they're called, and I guess they don't say like winery and say LBW Drinks because LBW Drinks, because they don't just make wine. Crikey, they make all sorts of things. They make wine, lots of styles. They've got sort of champagne method, got rosé, there's Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, Bacchus, all sorts of things going on there. They do mead, they do spirits, they do liqueurs, do fruit wines, many fruit wines, and also they do cider. And it's called Jack Ratt. Jack Ratt is the brand for their ciders, for their kind of traditional ciders. They're non-fruit ciders, I suppose. I don't know if that's the case, actually. Go look at their website if you want to find out. This is 7.4%, made from freshly pressed West Country cider apples. That's good. So they're using cider apples. We like that. Does it say anything on the side? Yes, it does. In very small writing, sort of on the ship sail. I'll try and read it. Our Jack Ratt ciders are named after the notorious local smuggler, Jack Rattenbury. Can't read this. Bear with me. The secret passageways and hidden caves that can still be found along the Lime Bear coastline proved the perfect landscape for Jack's roguish exploits. What a rogue. Our aim is to capture the daring and intrepid spirit of this famous smuggler in the bold country apples from Jack Rattenbury's old stomping ground. That was quite hard to read. I'm sorry, it's not very light here, and the font's all over the place. But yeah, so we learned nothing from that. Something about a smuggler. Oh, well, never mind. So let's assume this is filtered. Let's assume it's false carbonated. Let's assume they use a cultured yeast. Most wineries do use cultured yeasts because that's what they do for their wines. This is a shame because when you've got like, traditional West Country cider apples, I think using indigenous yeasts is part of the terroir. It's part of the character of the apple, and I really like that. But yeah, maybe they have used wild yeast. I doubt it, but maybe they have. I'm sure they'll let me know if I'm wrong, if they ever bother watching this. So yeah, sparkling vintage dry cider. Let's give it a go. How long did it take me to read that? Bloody hell. Can't I just write it so you can read it? And also write something that tells you something what's in the bottle. I don't know what the varietals are. I don't know if it's wild yeast. I don't know anything about it. I don't know where the apples came from. You know, I just know some story about some bloke who used to smuggle. Some lawbreaker. I'm going to Google Jack Rattenbury. Right then, let's have a look at the colour. I mean, decent colour actually. That is deep gold, bordering on amber, which suggests to me yes, it is. If they haven't used any colourings, which I'm going to assume they haven't, that looks like it's made from cider apples. Actually, it's got good colour. It's got a nice mousse, which is retaining. We like that. Almost got some Belgian lace on the side of the glass there. So yeah, so far so good. Let's give it a sniff. Very delicate on the nose. Very delicate. What I'm getting smells quite... hang on. I'm getting like a... It's very subtle, but it feels like very ripe fruit. Very, almost bordering on overripe fruit is the smell that I feel like I'm getting. And then it smells almost citrusy. I mean, I feel like there's like a lime character in there as well or something. Yeah, interesting notes. It's doing several things. Can't quite. And then there's like smokiness or vanilla or something like that. Some phenolic thing. Yeah, really subtle notes. Really interesting notes actually. I can't quite nail what it smells of. Other than cider. Right, let's try it. Solid tannin. Proper solid tannin. Hard tannin as well. So we've got stringency on the front. We've got some leatheriness on the back from hard tannin. So yeah, kudos. These are proper cider apples, alright. You ain't going to get that from your eating apples. No way, Jose. And it's dry. And it is dry, actually. It's a proper dry cider. Kudos. Kudos. You know, you say it was dry, and it is dry. It's definitely made from cider apples. 7.2. So I assume they've just let this... 7.4, actually. So I assume they've just let this ferment to dry and then carbonated it. Obviously, they don't need to add any sugar. Don't know if they've pasteurised it. Not necessary. If they're not back sweetening. Yeah. So actually, I mean, the thing about... That's good thing about dry. If you do it properly dry, there's things you don't have to do. You don't have to worry about back sweetening. And so if you go, well, if I back sweeten with sugar, it's then going to just re-ferment. So then I have to pasteurize it. Or I have to back sweeten with something like sucralose, which is non-fermentable, but it's like a sugar substitute, you know, which some people get sniffy about. But if you just let it go to dry, you don't have any of them issues. So actually you can make something purer. You can make something which is, because you don't have to intervene so much. And actually, it's alright. It's alright. When the apple character I'm getting in the middle, there's almost like that, there's that leatheriness. There is some sort of aged apple character in there, with the leatheriness, with the astringency, with the tannins, which I like. It is not the most complex cider I've ever had. Gotta say, it hides its 7.4 well, but cider does that. I mean, cider can just sneak up on you and kick you in the arse. You cannot tell the strength of cider generally by drinking it. You can only tell the strength of it by assuming you fall down afterwards, really. This hides it. I mean, it's not the most complex cider I've ever had. It's not, by any stretch. But I have to say, that is actually solid. For somebody who's like, obviously a big, I mean, they are a bigger producer, they must be. They're doing so many different things. I mean, this is relatively large. I mean, not I'm not saying that they're cutting corners or anything, but they're big, you know. If you're doing lots and lots of different things at once, you gotta compromise on some things, otherwise you wouldn't get anything done. You know, you wouldn't get everything done. Just get some of it done. They're going, shit, we didn't do that. You know. So actually, yeah, I think that's not a bad example of a dry cider. It's definitely made with cider apples. It's properly dry. It's got tannin. It's not the most complex, but yeah, solid. So there you go. Sparkling vintage dry cider, Jack Ratt, from Lime Bay Winery, or LBW Drinks. I don't know why I can't get that into my head. Yeah, solid effort. If you see it on the shelf and you like proper dry cider, yeah, give it a go. Give it a go, I would say. Yes. Alright guys, thank you once again for joining me in my shed. I hope you join me again. But until then, cheers.